Hey guys, what's up? And today I am going to do another Things video. Things 12, Things 13, I forgot. But, here we go. Okay, this is crap. This is the old Things. Wait. It's in my Gmail. I wrote it down on my Gmail. Here we go. So, I'm going to try my best to be as short and as simple as possible. So, the meh tracks, the tracks that I don't think are that necessarily good or necessarily bad. And also, my pronunciations of words will be a little bit weird because I went to the dentist yesterday and he kind of tightened my braces a little bit, so my teeth is actually hurting right now. But I'm gonna try my best to continue to make videos. Anyway, the first track I want to talk about is A Perfect Circle with their new track, So Long, and Thanks for All the Fish. And, that's a really weird title, first of all, and second of all, it's not a bad track, to be honest, but it's also not that good of a track. The chord progression is kind of predictable, and the vocal delivery and the instrumentals are kind of weak, and again, really predictable. And they also released their new album. I think I'm gonna review it for mini album reviews, but I'm not sure about that. Next track is Deafhaven, Honeycomb. I stumbled upon that track in my YouTube recommendation section, and it is basically this long-winded, like 8 minutes long, like long-winded, multi-phased, almost emo scream rock that's not that harsh. It's not really metal. It's more kind of like a hard rock vibe. But it's a really confusing song. I don't know if I really enjoy it or not, so I'm just gonna put it here. Next up we have Hop Along with How Simple. I think I've talked about Hop Along in a Things video a few months ago, a couple months ago, and this track is a pretty light-hearted, fun indie pop tune. It's not that amazing, it's not that impressive, so I don't know. And then we have Iceage with The Day the Music Dies. I really enjoyed Iceage's last album, Plowing into the Fields of Love, but they have released another single that isn't really that impressive. It's again, the chord progressions, they're kind of predictable, and I kind of like the vocals of Elias, the vocalist of the band, but overall, the song is just eh. And then we have J. Cole's ATM. I love J. Cole's flow and performance and delivery on this thing, but instrumental wise, it's kind of quiet. It's a little bit forgettable. However, I'm gonna have to listen to this track a few more times. But for now, I'm just gonna put it in the meh section. And then we have Janelle Monáe's PYNK with a Y in the middle. I'm just not impressed with the track, no matter how many times I've listened to it. It seems like it's a pop R&B tune, and it's kind of fun, it's kind of catchy, but it's not that, it's not that groundbreaking, it's not that, it's not that impressive, it's not that exciting of a track. It's a little bit awkward, and like, also Kid Cudi with The Rage. Kid Cudi, who released one of the worst albums of the 2010s, wrote and sang a track for the movie Rampage, a rock movie, starring The Rock, not rock as in music rock. Anyway, it is titled The Rage, and it's not bad. It's pretty exciting, it's pretty fun. And then we have Nicki Minaj, Barbie, Tingz, which is a kind of a bland, a little bit lackluster, a little bit middle of the road rap track from Nicki Minaj. I thought it would be a banger. It's actually quite a banger, but a more mild and uninteresting banger. And then we have scarlxrd with Brain Dead. And yeah, this is another like super heavy and harsh like screaming, experimental, whack rap song that I mean, it's not terrible, but I just, well, I'm not digging it, you know? So, I'm gonna talk about the worst tracks. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry if I don't like something that you like, okay? But, Ariana Grande with No Tears Left to Try. Damn it. No Tears Left to Cry. And, it's a pretty generic, pretty bland pop song that doesn't have a strong hook or chorus or verses or anything. The music video is a little bit dope, I guess, but CHVRCHES with Miracle, another super generic, super watered down pop tune that's just uninteresting. Little Sans, Dad, I'm Your Dad. This is more like a parody track, more like a comedic track than really an actual commercial song. But yeah, it's terrible, and it's intentionally terrible. And the song is titled "I'm Your Dad," and yeah, it's trash. Princess Nokia with "Your Eyes Are Bleeding," and she just released an album, "A Girl Cried Red," and it's not that good. It's not that impressive. And this track, it's basically Princess Nokia, but she's emo, but not really super emo kind of emo, but low key emo, and that's why the song is just super awkward and embarrassing. And the vocal delivery, the melodies itself, they are just unimpressive, pretty dull and bland, I may say. Also, Swae Lee, Slim Jxmmi, and Rarest with another really generic and boring rap song, Guatemala. Why are they making songs like this? Stop. What's even worse is Ricegum's Fortnite song. Yeah, you know, I don't even have to explain to you why is it a bad song. As you can tell, it's a song about Fortnite, and it's sung by Ricegum, probably ghostwritten, I don't know. I mean, with all due respect, I mean, why, dude? Why? However, I'm not gonna put this song in the worst tracks section this year, because I want to stop giving Ricegum, legitimacy. Taylor Swift with the Earth, Wind, and Fire cover, September, and, it's just a super bland, super boring, generic, just dumbed down version of a great Earth, Wind, and Fire song. She kinda ruined the song. Again, with all due respect, I don't like this. Also, Twin Shadow, When You're Wrong, it's actually not that bad. It's actually kind of experimental, kind of, I guess, kind of chill, but it's also really forgettable, and not that impressed. Also, new Zayn song, Let Me. Again, with all due respect, I mean, don't hate me if I hate something you like, okay? But it's really cliche. It's not interesting. There's nothing to, you know, big or grand about it. I don't know why is it so popular. So let's just shut it down. But again, I don't hate Zayn personally. Anyway, the best tracks of the past couple of weeks. Ails with Dead Metaphors, another long-winded, multi-faced, progressive rock, hard rock metal track. And it sounds really good. It's quality rock. The instrumentals, they are really rich, sound rich, and there's a lot of twirls and twists in the song that's really intriguing. New Father John Misty tracks. Disappointing Diamonds are the rarest of them all, and just dumb enough to try. Yep. And he's also releasing an album on June 1st, the same day Ghost releases an album. And I mean, these two songs, they are fine. The tune is really good. It's tuneful, but it feels a little deja vu from his last record, A Pure Comedy. But nonetheless, it's pretty good. Neko Case with Bad Luck. It's a more uplifting, a little bit more indie, a little bit more poppy track from her, but it's still kind of elegant and dark and off in a slightly funny way. But again, that album cover, jeez, stop it. I don't want to see that album cover. Nicki Minaj, new track, Chun-Li, or Chun-Li, however you want to pronounce it. And believe it or not, I actually enjoy it. It's a really banger. The beat is super fire, and her delivery is actually pretty cool. However, the music video is super low budget. I mean, it's not like a super unartistic music video, but it's basically her wearing as less clothes but as legal as possible, and it's vertical. It's in vertical. And then we have a Tomb Mold with Abysswalker, super harsh, super heavy death metal, extreme metal track that actually has a pretty strong groove behind it, and I'm digging it. I'm kinda digging it. And then there are still a couple of other things I would like to talk about. First of all, great news, Kendrick Lamar wins the Pulitzer Prize, and this is a prize that isn't that famous or popular compared to Oscars or Grammys or Emmys or Golden Globes, but this prize, you know, there's a music prize, Pulitzer Music Prize, and it usually gives the prize to all these, I guess, non-mainstream, artistic, weird, almost weird, experimental musicians that are held to such a high level of quality, if you know what I mean. And then this year they gave it to Kendrick Lamar, who is probably the best mainstream music artist of last year. And wow, that is a huge wow, because a prize like Pulitzer Prize is going into the mainstream. And yeah, and it means that the music industry is expanding like non-stop, and it's bigger and more relevant than ever. So also congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. And then also on the other side, we have some bad news. Mars Argo sued Poppy and Titanic Sinclair for emotional abuse and copying. And Mars Argo is Titanic Sinclair's ex, and Poppy is Titanic Sinclair's new girlfriend. At least that's my speculation. And Mars Argo is the first Poppy. She's the prototype Poppy. But then something happened and Mars Argo turned evil, so we have the new and the official Poppy. This feels like a premise for a superhero action story or a fantasy story. Like it's really weird. Like the original prototype Poppy turns evil, and then we have a new Poppy. That's just really weird. But anyway, you know, it's not a huge surprise that Mars Argo sued them, but I'm just kind of concerned for Poppy and Titanic Sinclair. They are one of the most creative and artistic musical artists that's flowing on the YouTube platform for a while, and I don't know how will this turn out, but I guess I hope that Poppy and Titanic Sinclair are okay. You know, I hope they can go through this lawsuit.